Oh, hello there. Welcome to The Mess. My name is Jake. I am not a talking paintbrush. I am a human being in the flesh, also known as plant gay for life. And in this video, I wanted to do a little plant haul of some newly acquired wishlist plants that up until recently I've been admiring from afar. And the reason why I was able to acquire them in such a short period of time is all thanks to the black swan seedlings I have been selling. For those of you who have been following my videos, know that I self-pollinated my no ID Anthurium that I have nicknamed Black Swan. He has those super dark, iridescent blue leaves, just like somebody spilled oil all over them leaves. He just looks sexy as hell, let me tell you something. The reason I called him Black Swan is because he has just been unpredictable, left, right, center. Anytime he gets a chance, he surprises me. And those seedlings are glittery little gay icons, let me tell you. So yes, they have been selling like hotcakes. I'm very, very grateful. I was able to finally put some money back into my savings account, and I had a little bit of money left over, so I was like, let me just go ahead and treat myself. So yes, by the way, these are not all of the plants I'll be showing you. There are a couple more out of frame. And yes, they are also in little terrariums. As you can see, these are in a terrarium, like a fish tank or whatever, in my windowsill. The reason for that is because I am pampering them. Now, usually, for those of you who have watched any of my videos, knows that I don't like to pamper my plants. I think that aeroids, Anthuriums in particular, and even Philodendrons to a point as well, are quite hardy plants. They really don't need a crazy controlled environment. You don't need to throw them into an IKEA, cabinet or whatever. I used to use the cabinet, and it didn't really do anything for me. It wasn't really giving me any different results or better results than the plants that were thriving outside of the cabinet. So yeah, the reason why they're in the terrarium is because I want them to grow out while they're still seedlings and do really, really well, because some of these are species. Actually, I think all of them are species, and they can be a little bit temperamental than your hardier hybrids. So I've been keeping them in more moderate light, more soft light, which is why they're not in my cabinet or anything that has those bright grow lights, because those actually have been bleaching the leaves a little bit, so I kept them in here. It's also a little bit cooler in the windowsill. Right here it says 75, but it can get down to like 69, 68 in the evening, which is really nice. Some of these are cloud forest species, so they like it to cool down a little bit, and it doesn't really cool down that much in other parts of my apartment, even though I only live in a studio. So yes, little microclimate here. The humidity, it says 46 only because I have it open right now, but with the top on, it usually stays in the high 80s or even like 90s. It really just depends on if I just watered, when I last watered, if they're drying out, how big the crack is, because I'll leave a little crack open, so I'll leave it's just a little piece of glass. It's just this. And I just put that on top. So basically these were tanks that I got from Petco or PetSmart, one of those. They didn't have a top or nothing. So what I did was I went on Amazon and I found a picture frame that was, I think, like 10 by whatever the dimensions were. And it just happens to perfectly fit on top. So that was a little hack that I did. So yeah, I just leave a little bit of an opening to allow some airflow. If you don't allow airflow, a little bit of mold will start forming, and yeah, leaves might start to melt, and you don't want that. You need just a little bit of airflow in there, you know what I'm saying? So yes, let's just not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. So why don't we start with this guy right here? I don't usually get a lot of philodendrons these days, but I'm kind of a sucker for the pebbly leafed varieties. As somebody that suffers a little bit from trypophobia, surprisingly, this doesn't really trigger me. This might be like totally disgusting for some people. I know there are some people that I know that are like, this is disgusting, Jake, like get this away from me, I don't want to look at it. But it's just something about it, it's just kind of cool. The texture is just kind of cool. I like it because it is a little bit different from the other aesthetics that my other plants provide in my collection. So this right here I bought as Philodendron linnaei. It actually has 2 growth points, which is really nice. So there's a growth point right there. There's a new leaf coming in. And this leaf, which was already kind of coming in when I got it, and it's opened up, which is nice. It's also rooting in there. If I can just take it out real quick and just show you guys. None of these, except for one, is in no drainage. They're all in pots with drainage holes, just because they already have super high humidity. But if you look right, is it gonna focus? What if I cover that leaf? Like it wants to focus on that. Where are you focusing, you moron? Right there. You see that? You see that? Yeah, there's the root. Okay, but back into, well, actually, let me just take it out and just show you. Can I show you up close? Do you want to focus? Do you want to? You know what? Fuck off. Okay, so we'll just put that back in because I don't want to focus. Too close, apparently. The reason why I said I bought this as linnaei is because there's a lot of plants that are labeled as Philodendron linnaei, and there's a lot of plants that are labeled CF or AFF linnaei. There's also other philodendrons that look very similar. There's Philodendron corrugatum. There's other ones. You see them online. You see them in Ecuadorian nurseries and websites and things. I got this in a live sale on Instagram. So yes, I bought it as linnaei. It might be a CF or an AFF. It might be the real species. I'm not really sure. It might be a hybrid of one of the two that I mentioned earlier. I'm not really sure. The thing is that they all look very, very similar. So I'm not going to like die on a hill and say this is linnaei, but that's what I bought it as. And I think he's very, very pretty. He's quite cute, isn't he? He's just a cutie patootie, and he hasn't been throwing no fits or nothing. I have not been giving him special water. Usually, cloud forest types like very, very good water quality. Because they're getting water in its purest form, if you think about it. By the way, this guy is found in the cloud forest of Colombia. I believe they're endemic mostly to Colombia. They might be found in other places, but I think mostly, if not exclusively, the cloud forests of Colombia. Colombia is basically like the hotbed for aeroids, philodendrons, anthuriums galore. Yeah, I would love to visit there one day. But yeah, guys, just take a little look. I just want to highlight those leaves, just really incredible. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've mentioned this in philodendron care videos in the past, and also Anthurium care videos because they're similar. The reason why these leaves are so pebbly and have evolved this way is because in the cloud forest, it's extremely wet. They're just constantly wet. They're constantly being rained on. It's very misty up there. There's just constant 100% humidity, basically, 24/7. And when you have leaves like this, you know, these are not thick leaves. These are quite thin leaves, and they could be prone to melting if, you know, there's fungal diseases and things like that. So you don't want water to be sitting on these leaves for long periods of time. So actually, the pebbly nature of the leaves acts as like channeled drainage. Like, think about that for a second. If I, like, let's do an experiment. Where's my, hold on. So I take like some water. Like, let's pretend it's raining. Ooh! Do you see how the water just like totally came off the leaf? Like there's no, look at that. Look at that, it's science class, guys. Do you see how like there's no water droplets on the leaf at all? Like what if let me spray it. Let me try to like just spray it to kind of act like it's like a cloud forest. Okay, now the aesthetic is totally ruined, guys. Wait, hold on. I need to clean this. Now, are you guys seeing this leaf back here? It's not really focusing on it. Can I like, we'll get to him in a second. But are you seeing how there's water droplets here and there? Are you seeing those? I know it's not in focus, guys, but do you see that? Now, look at this guy. Look at this right here. Look at that right there, guys. No big water droplets like the leaf behind it. Channeled drainage. So as the cloud forests are constantly getting these leaves wet, water is not going to stay on them for very long. They're going to constantly be dripping off the leaf to avoid fungal infections. Isn't evolution amazing, guys? By the way, let me take him out because I just like poured water all over him and he's probably sitting in water right now. Nah, he's fine. Just a little bit. Now it's a real cloud forest in here. But yeah, just look at these leaves, guys. They're just so paper thin. You can't even see them. You know what? Forget it. Put them back in there. All right. Wait, let me move this down a little bit. So yes, guys, there he is. This is, not Anthurium, Philodendron. I collect so many Anthuriums. I'm surprised I got a new Philodendron. This is Philodendron linnaei, or I bought it as linnaei, or something very similar to it. A very similar species or a hybrid of that. So eventually I would like to put him in my terrarium cabinet. We'll see how he does in here. It does get very warm. In the summertime it gets like 100 degrees, or at the very least, you know, floats around in the 90s in that cabinet all summer long, and for probably most of spring and fall. So I don't know how he's gonna do in warm temperatures. I know that a lot of cloud forest types are really not that tolerant of consistently warm temperatures. And the reason for that is because their metabolism basically just crashes. Their metabolism has evolved to function in those cooler temperatures. So when they're in really, really warm temperatures, it'd be like if we were in somewhere that was, you know, like 120 degrees every single day, we would probably collapse of heat stroke or something. You know what I'm saying? So kind of the same thing with this guy. So let's see, let's move on to the guy in the back, since I already kind of mentioned him. I think I need to take this guy out and replace him, just so you guys can get a better look. Ooh, dee-doo-dee-doo. Oh, the sirens, I can't. What is the deal with sirens being heard from 5 blocks away? Like, I get it, you're saving lives, but like, do I need to hear you 5 freaking blocks away? I'm already going to hell for coming for the first responder, so I just don't give a damn anymore. All right, so this... Sorry, guys. Yeah, anyway, that's why I've been banned from so many Facebook groups. So I digress. This right here is very interesting. This is an Anthurium that was undescribed for a very long time, up until very recently. And I'm kind of debating, how do I go about making a video on this guy when the time comes? Because he's a very popular Anthurium. It's just gonna be a little bit interesting to see how like the whole naming process, you know, unfolds, and if people refer to it as the new name or people keep referring to it as the old name. But this, up until recently, was referred to in the trade as Black Velvet Eastern Panama. This is an Anthurium species that is endemic to, you guessed it, Guatemala. I'm lying, guys. Eastern Panama, motherfuckers. This right here is an emergent leaf. It has that really nice chocolate color, or poop color, whatever you want to call it. Chocolate sounds nicer, let's say chocolate. But yeah, that is a newly emergent leaf right there. It's a little bit deformed on this side, I think because I let it dry out a little bit too much. Usually when Anthuriums dry out a little bit too much when they're putting out a new leaf, they tend to get a little bit deformed on one side as they're filling out with water, because that's what they're doing. They're blowing up like a balloon when these new leaves come in. And species can, like I said, they can be a little bit more temperamental if the conditions aren't just so. So I think he maybe just dried out a little too much than what he wanted, even though I probably thought he was moist enough, or at least the sphagnum moss I thought was moist enough. But let me just show you some of the older leaves. I got him when he was maybe like that big. I think he was featured on one of my vlogging videos not too long ago. But let me just turn him around so I can show you guys a hardened off leaf. Look how beautiful this is right there. Ooh, ooh. Now, are you seeing, you know, I should do this because the bristles might actually like scratch the leaves. Are you seeing these veins, how they just scoop down? Something about that is just so freaking majestic. But look how the veins are like totally muted. Look at that. And how it's just so perfectly humped. It's like little hills. If we shrunk ourselves down, these like little hills or whatever, little speed bumps, if you will. Isn't that just the cutest little thing? So yeah, when he grows up a little bit, give him the winter. Give him the winter in here and he's gonna look spectacular because he's been growing pretty fast in here. Another big reason why I'm keeping these guys in here, this terrarium, is because they're growing a lot faster with that higher humidity. So although I do plan to either throw them in my terrarium or have them acclimate to ambient conditions, maybe I'll do like a prop and have one growing in the cabinet and then one growing, you know, just kind of like in the windowsill or something without the tank here, because I don't really like the tank look. It's not very aesthetic, I don't really like it, but it's what it is, it's the best I can do. But this guy, this is the only one that is in no drainage. So if I just show you, that, I think I have to zoom out. There we go. Does it want to focus? Does it want to focus? There we go. Look at those roots, baby. Hoo-hoo! Yeah, see how those roots are kind of thin? Yeah, so that probably means he doesn't really like to dry out at all. Like, he just wants to stay wet all the time. I believe these are terrestrial for the most part in nature. But yes, that's why this leaf got a little bit underdeveloped on one side, but he's still filling out. He might actually even fully fill out. Try saying that 10 times fast. So yeah, sometimes they actually correct themselves if you catch it in time. But yes, that right there is Black Velvet Eastern Panama. Oh, I actually didn't mention what the new like official name is. It's now named, drumroll, antolakii. Yeah, I don't like the name either, guys. It's named after Rory Antolak, who discovered the plant. I'm not really a big fan of plants being named after people, but he is, you know, he's kind of a recluse. He sells his plants on Facebook through Scott Cohen. So for anyone who is in the Facebook group Time to Splurge and Purge and sees the very popular Scott Cohen purges, basically Scott Cohen is like his salesman. So yeah, Rory Antolak. I'm not really a fan of plants being named after people. I mean, think about Tom Crowett, who is like the godfather of aeroids. He has discovered and described so many species. Can you imagine if they were all named Croatii, Croatium? Can you imagine? So like, thank God he decided not to name a whole bunch of plants after himself, because that would have been just disastrous. He actually named Philodendron Patriciae after his wife, because he said it was the most beautiful philodendron he had ever seen. Isn't that just so sweet? So that right there is Black Velvet Eastern Panama, now known as antolakii, also sometimes referred to as BVEP, the acronym BVEP, BVEP. Sometimes you'll see it shortened to that when you see it for sale. So yes, there he is. I guess it got its name because it has black emergence. I don't find it to be much darker than other plants. I actually have other Anthuriums that are even darker than this. I think it really all has to do with how many foot candles of light that it's getting, depending on what your environment is, will determine how dark the leaves come out. But yeah, that is Black Velvet Eastern Panama, also known as antolakii, also known as BVEP, etc., etc. All right, moving on. Okay, let's go to another elusive species. This guy right here. Now, I actually have two of these guys, so I'll do these back to back. This guy's kind of tall. I might have to take it. Should I take him out? Maybe I should take him out. No, because I have to move the camera. You know what? We'll just... I will bend his leaf so you guys can get a better look at him. Ready? I'll do this. Ready? Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on. No, I lied. Hold on. Wait a minute. You're blowing it, man! Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay. Whatever. So that right there, very light green leaf, that right there is Anthurium kunaylense, found in central and eastern Panama. It for a very long time was confused with dressleri, which I don't really understand because I think they look totally different. This isn't even my nicest one. I have one that's a little bit nicer. But yeah, a thin leaf. It's kind of like... It's not really velvet, it's kind of matte, but it's quite beautifully iridescent. Are you guys seeing how the light reflects off of it like that? In person, it's a little bit glittery. This one, not quite as much, but as you can see, there's a new leaf coming in right there. Wait, there. Is it gonna focus? It probably isn't gonna focus. Oh, there it is. So, yeah, does he have, yeah, he has new roots over there. So here he is. Coolio, get back in there, you son of a gun. Now let's move over to the more interesting kunaylense, which is this guy over here. He's got his own altar. Can you believe that? Right there. Okay. Anthurium kunaylense. Oh, okay. And there we go. Okay. Ooh, that is so pretty. That is the newest leaf coming in right there. Is that focusing? Because I really want you guys to see. Look at how... Oh no, I have to do this side. I don't want to damage the leaf. Look at how the veins are kind of red. Are you seeing that, guys? Really, really interesting. And it's a lighter colored leaf. People are so into the dark black velvet leaves or whatever. I like how this species is lighter in color. It's a very interesting shade of green. It's like a light olive green. or booger green. We'll say light olive green. That sounds a little bit better, doesn't it? Yeah. So let's look at the other leaves. So yes, this is notoriously difficult to care for many people. This is the first leaf that came out in my care. It's already got a blemish. I don't know what that's all about. But I mean, he's still kind of establishing to my environment, so I'll give him a pass. This was one of the OG leaves. Right there. It's getting a little bit crappy looking, but it's still hanging on. So, you know, to me, this is still fine. That's still photosynthesizing. That still looks pretty. Still has the nice iridescence to it. He's still a cutie patootie. And let's just look at his roots. Oh, yeah. Oh, so this one is also in no drainage. Oh, wait. He's a little bit too much water in there. Let me... can I dump him a little bit? Do you see how he's like dripping? The reason why I want to not have him sit in water a whole lot is because when you have something with a dome over it, the water takes a very long time to evaporate. If it does at all, sometimes it won't. If it's totally sealed, it won't. This one's not totally sealed because the pebbles at the bottom of the vase, like down here, actually provide a little bit of aeration. Oh, guys, look at all those roots. Oh, he's so happy. If I see a rotting root in there, I will flip a table because I don't want him to throw a fit. I just want him to be happy. He's been happy so far. He has not been difficult for me so far. He has not been living up to his notorious reputation, which I'm very happy about. Oh, just look at that leaf. Can we get a little bit closer? Cue some sexy music. Wait, what's that? What's that George Michael song where it's like do 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 do. Look how he's in the light and then he's like immediately in the dark. He's like shaded. Look at that. Okay, you know, I'm gonna stop being a pervert on this leaf and move on. So that right there is Anthurium kunaylense. Very happy that I have 2 of those. I actually have a 3rd one on the way. I've been very, very bad. Okay, moving on over here. Oh, look at that guy. This right here might not look like much. You might even mistake him for one of the most classic Anthuriums that I actually would like to do a video on, which is crystallinum. This is not a crystallinum. Looks very similar even in its mature form, but just darker and the veins just pop more and it's a lot more expensive, I will tell you. This is Anthurium carlablackiae, named after Carla Black. Again, named after a person, whatever. I don't like how the name Blackie is in the name because that just sounds a little bit racist. Here is the new leaf coming in. Beautiful, beautiful maroon emergent. Can I like zoom in a little bit? Can I show you like, it's hard to get like the crystally, sparkly faggotry on the camera, but I'm gonna try for you. I mean, these are all gay icons, look at that. Oh yes. Oh yes, he was never in the closet, honey. He's always been out and proud. So yes, this is the newest leaf. This is actually the first leaf that is put out in my care. They are known for being slow growers. Again, this is a species. Species tend to be slower growing. These, I believe, are found in Panama as well. I'm actually doing a trip to Panama. I don't think I would go where I would see these. Well, maybe they are found. Are they found in Central Panama? No, I think they're found in Eastern Panama. I'm gonna be in Central Panama. So I don't think I will be able to see these, but these are terrestrial growing. Let's look at the root system. Let's see, how's he doing? Wait, hold on, I gotta back it up a little bit. Back it up, back it up. Oh, shit. Ooh, look at those worms. I'm sorry, I'm like yelling in your face, guys. My voice was just so soft and now I'm like, boom! But yeah, look at all those worms in there. That's what you want to see, people. His roots, when he arrived, were like kind of translucent and I was like, what the heck? I couldn't tell if they were alive or dead or what, but they're clearly alive and thriving, honey, right there. And that is the biggest, wait, hold on, let me turn him around. That right there is the biggest leaf right there. That leaf had already been out and proud when it arrived on my doorstep. But that right there is the newest leaf, so he's right front and center, so I can watch him get bigger, watch him grow up and go off to college and do great things, become president. Let me put this guy back. So let's move Mr. I don't know what the fuck I am. identity crisis over here. Let's move him back. And let's put back the lone Philo for all you Philophiles out there. Oh, he is so cool. Okay, we have one more. We're gonna move over here. Oh, shoot. Okay, don't mind the giant bird of paradise. We're going to go into the jungle a little bit. This right here, guys, is me trying to redeem myself. For anyone who can remember, I used to have an Anthurium dressleri. I had revived it from a stump. I believe it was originally from NSC Tropicals. I didn't get it from NSC, I got it from a friend, but I was so happy I brought it back to life. And I put it in my terrarium. It didn't like the change in environment, the rapid, dramatic change without being able to acclimate, and it just slowly died. This right here is me trying to redeem myself. So these are just tags that kind of document like where I bought it and what it is, and also so RA refers to Rory Antolakii, so like Rory's plant. So this is a seedling, a self-pollinated seedling. That's why it says RA crossed with self. OG2, I don't know what the heck that means. That's just how they're labeled or whatever. Got this from Scott Cohen. Remember I talked about him a little bit earlier? But yeah, not nothing too crazy to show here. But, oh, look at that leaf. Oh, that's so pretty. Beautiful iridescence and a new leaf coming in right there. When these get mature, oh, they're just one of the most beautiful plants, guys. So, and look at that. Oh, he's rooting so well. He's rooting so well. So yes, I am going to, here's the thing. I don't think these are known for being difficult, but I don't think they're difficult because they're difficult just for the sake of being difficult. I think they're difficult because they don't like their environment to change too much. So I think you have to just keep their conditions consistent, which is what I'm doing. After like 2 more leaves, he's gonna outgrow this. I'm gonna have to get him in a bigger setting, but there he is, my little dressleri. Part 2, we're gonna try. We're gonna try again, guys. Look at these spears. Oh my God. Oh, speaking of spears, I'm reading the new Britney Spears book. It's fabulous. Go read that book. It's very, very well written. Anyway, so that's it, guys. Right? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. I think next I will do a first floor foliage haul of all the plants that I got from my friend Jenna, aka First Floor Foliage. She has recently caused some buzz with her Dark Prism, which is a hybrid that she made, and she's been selling on Instagram and Facebook and just causing a riot. So yes, I will probably do a little haul of that. Hopefully we can do a tour of her collection in the future. We'll just have to see. Maybe the spring, cross your fingers and toes. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So have a great day, night, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. All right, this has been The Hot Mess, Jake and Zara, also known as Plant Cave for Life. Bye-bye. Okay, bye. Can't catch me now. All right, unicorns to work. You can rain on